In the late 2000s, the Great Recession hit NASCAR hard. There was less corporate money for sponsorships and individuals were less willing to operate a team. As a result, teams and drivers began to start and park, where they would enter races with the intention of retiring early and collecting low-position prize money, while saving on expenses like potential damage, race use, tires, and even pit crews. Initially, around this time, this mostly occurred outside of the Cup Series. In 2009, this practice came to the Cup Series in a large amount. Starting and parking had been done before in the series, such as major teams having an extra entry to help make certain a championship contending driver did not finish too low to lose the title, or the need for field fillers. However, what made the 2009 Stern Park entries unique was that a lot of them were able to show competitiveness. This was not just some good qualifying results, but actual pace in races, which sometimes had great results. If there was a Stern Park year for NASCAR, 2009 was it. Robby Gordon is one of the most versatile drivers of his time. He got his start in off-road racing, where he won the Baja 1000 in 1987, 1989, and 2006, and a SCORE International Off-Road Racing Championship each year from 1986 to 1990, and again in 1996. Afterwards, he started to compete in the IMSA Sports Car Championship. There, he won the 24 Hours of Daytona each year from 1990 to 1994. Gordon was a frequent competitor in the IndyCar series from 1992 to 2004. In that time, he got a pair of wins at Phoenix and Detroit in 1995 and finished 5th in the championship in both that year and 1994. Starting in 1991, Gordon drove in the NASCAR Cup Series. In 2001, he got his break in the series when he joined Richard Childress Racing for a part-time season, where Gordon won the series finale at New Hampshire. Gordon drove for them full-time from 2002 to 2004 and got additional wins at Sonoma and Watkins Glen in 2003. In 2004, Gordon would start Robby Gordon Motorsports in both NASCAR and IndyCar. This was Gordon's second attempt at team ownership in each discipline, after operating Team Gordon in 1999 in IndyCar, getting a best finish of 8th place 3 times, and in 2000 in the Cup Series, where he finished 9th at Sonoma and 4th at Watkins Glen, but failed to qualify for 8 races and had a best oval finish of 13th at Las Vegas. The first year for the new iteration of the team was pretty good. Out of 25 Sportsman Series races Gordon started, he finished in the top 10 in 10 of them and won at Richmond. In IndyCar, Gordon started his final race there driving for his team. After starting 18th, Gordon finished 29th with mechanical issues with 88 laps completed. Jacques LeSleur actually drove most of the race, as Gordon left to compete in the World 600 during a rain delay after 29 laps. Gordon brought his team to the Cup Series in 2005 after purchasing Ultra Motorsports' operation. From 2005 to 2008, he failed to finish higher than 26th in the standings and had just 10 top 10 finishes over those 4 seasons. For reference, in 2003 with Childress, Gordon finished in the top 10 times that season, including his 2 wins, and finished 16th in points. In 2008, Gordon had a poor season where he largely struggled outside of tracks where the restrictor plate was used and road courses. He finished 8th at the Daytona 500 and 6th at the Firecracker 400, was 11th and 8th at the 2 Talladega races, and qualified 8th at Sonoma, his only top 10 start of the season. Gordon finished the year 33rd in the standings. For 2009, Gordon and his team returned to the Cup Series full-time, once again with sponsorship primarily from Jim Beam. In addition to the team's main number 7 entry, they would have a second entry at select races. 1993 24 Hours of Daytona winner P.J. Jones would drive the number 04 Toyota Camry at Sonoma. To that point, Jones had started 26 Cup Series races, of which 14 were on road courses, with a best finish of 4th at Watkins Glen in 2002. Driving for Gordon at Sonoma would be Jones's first series entry of the year. Although Jones's car displayed sponsorship from Jim Beam and Menards, Gordon's primary sponsors for the race, it is likely that they only provided funding to the team's main car. Jones would successfully qualify for the race in 37th place, putting him next to fellow road course ringer Patrick Carpentier, in a race where ringers Carpentier and Max Pappas finished 11th and 12th, respectively, while series regulars from road racing backgrounds Marcus Ambrose, Juan Pablo Montoya, and AJ Allmendinger finished in the top 10. Jones would remain towards the rear of the field and retire after 2 laps, with the claim being that there were power steering issues, resulting in a last-place finish for him. The number 04 car's second race of the season would be the second and final road course race, Watkins Glen. Once again, Jones would be the driver with a similar sponsorship arrangement as at Sonoma. This time, Jones started in 39th place and went 13 laps before dropping out in 41st place, citing overheating problems as the issue. Gordon's additional entry made a final appearance at Kansas with 2007 Daytona 500 pole-sitter David Gilliland driving. He had already replaced Gordon, who participated in the Brim 300 Score International event in the number 7 car at Richmond, finishing 24th. Gilliland's Kansas car had Gordon's Menards livery on it, but no sponsorship. Ultimately, Gilliland was too slow to qualify. Considering the entry's past use and its lack of sponsorship, Gilliland likely would have been a start-and-park driver. For the 2009 season, the number 04 entry received $134,565 in earnings for its 2 starts. The Gordon team continued to run a part-time start-and-park entry in 2010 as number 07 and 2011 as number 77. Each year, Gordon himself was amongst the drivers who drove the car. Starting in 2011, the main number 7 entry began to start and park, as the team's main source of sponsorship was Gordon's own Speed Energy company. In all, the entry retired from 21 of the 33 races it qualified for that year, including cases of actual issues causing the driver to drop out. Gordon's struggles continued into 2012 after successfully qualifying at Daytona, only to have an engine failure after 25 laps and finish 41st. He parked at Phoenix and finished 41st again. He then failed to qualify for the next 3 races, and the team went to being part-time. The Gordon team's only entry for the remainder of the season was at Sonoma, where Gordon started 34th and finished 39th with 72 of 112 laps completed due to steering issues. Considering Gordon had sponsorship from Mapei and Save Mart supermarkets for the race and that he went more than half of the distance, this was likely a real mechanical failure. With that, Gordon's team and NASCAR career came to an end. The following year, Gordon started the Stadium Super Truck Series, where he has also been a regular competitor. There, he has won 30 races through the 2023 season and also won the 2013 and 2014 championships.